All right. Hello. Good morning. Oh my god. I'm having had a really bad night. Didn't sleep too well. Woke up with a nightmare. I rarely have nightmares, but now I had it was like new kind of nightmare. It was just one of our kids. It didn't quite look like one of our kids. Just jumping in and it was horrible. It was like with no hair and like as if we had a kid with cancer, like with the thing in the arm, like the IV. Is that what you call it? Like no hair and like I almost screamed waking up. It's horrible. Being a parent is there's so much worrying and anyways. So and then I couldn't fall asleep for 3 hours. So that was horrible. And then waking up to my partner being so stressed out because our daughter, 9 years old, wants this fucking Roblox game. And one thing is like the game in and of itself, which is like the graphics are like Minecraft. Like the worrying thing about it is like the social aspect. Like there are grown-ups there like trying to contact children and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's a good way for her to be exposed to this world of going on social platforms and learn about what can happen, like what they have to watch out for, kind of like don't take candy from grown-ups kind of thing in a digital world. And it's without cameras and stuff, right? Because that's the worst thing, like giving a 9-year-old an iPhone with a camera and any social platform, that's a recipe for disaster, I think. But yeah. But then there's a practical aspect of this. Sorry, I'm talking about this. I just have to, or I can't think. Um, and then it's the practical aspect of like she can't like we don't have fixed lines anymore, so these kids can't call each other. So they ask parents to send messages on behalf of them. And then she needs us to kind of coordinate gaming with her friends, right? Or we can just say we won't do that. You have to go to your friends to play this game. But that's not going to happen, right? So by saying yes, we're just adding on to like the stress every day of everything else we have to like think about and do. And that's my last point, is that don't I'm like, it doesn't take much for me to be overwhelmed by things. And like parenting 2025, having a house, having two kids, I'm not helping out as much as I should, because it's just that's my response when things gets overwhelming. I get very passive. Um and I just can't deal with all this shit. There's like constant appointments, coordination, expectations. Like it's following up on homework. She's like doing sports, and they're hassling us about contributing voluntarily to things. And then it's parenting meetings at school, it's parenting meetings at kindergarten. Like, and it's notifications coming in from school and kindergarten all the time. And then we have the health platform, like new appointments there. Like, it's just constant noise. And as I said, I get super passive. And then my partner, who has the exact opposite response, which is like, I need to take control of this, she just gets completely exhausted by everything. So I don't know how to fix this. I feel it's like, yeah, sometimes I just want to get away from everything. Like I had this moment, told my partner, like, fuck this. Let's just rent out the house. Let's move somewhere else. Move away from all the notifications, all the expectations, and just see what it's like to be a family. Oh, yeah, I don't have an answer to this. It's just reflections. Um, cool. Okay. So back to the UI lib thing. So we talked about, so there's a couple of things. So one thing I want to talk about first is I was thinking about like how props work. Is this the UI lib thing? No, this is something else. Don't save. Do I have the UI lib thing? Here we have it. Okay, so what's it? As to do. Sorry, let me just fix this. Then, oh, it's text. And then it has an ID, which is it string or no? Ah, for fuck's sake. Oh, it's any. That's a number. Okay, cool. Sorry. So the thing is props. So yeah, we have a good example here. So what if we wanted to make this a component? What did I do? Did I do something wrong? Oh yeah, I did. There we go. Yes, so we want this to be a function. Come on. My brain might be a bit slow today. Sorry about that. So what we can do here is like we can just pass in the to do, right? Like this. And then we could key this thing on the to do ID. So this would be like the optimal way of doing it. To do is a to do. And then remove to do. Yeah. And then remove to do would be, let's see. Boop, boop. Remove to do. Sorry, something like this. Cool, something like this. And this is fine, right? This is perfectly legit. But then we could change it a little bit. So what if I wanted to... Oh, we don't need a key here, sorry. So what if I just wanted to pass in the text? So we say text, right? And I say to do.text. So we do text, text, string, and I guess like, yeah, this is kind of weird that I'm doing this, but it's kind of to show you one thing that you have to understand here, which is really important, which is what I think is a problem with Solid, is that they're hiding the fact that you need to understand how reactivity works. Like you're literally writing static expressions, if that's even a thing, but like you're returning statically the current state, right? And it's not dynamic in the actual code you're writing. But at runtime, it becomes dynamic because of the compiler. But here you actually have to understand this. So when I pass this prop to do.text here, we're passing the text at this moment in time when the to do is here, right? It's not dynamic. But this is the great thing with this lib, is that everything that's dynamic is a function. And that includes props. So if I were to do style here, this will be static, right? We understand what this means, static. But if I want to make it dynamic, I give a function, and now it's dynamic. And this is a really strong concept, and it just transfers to to props. So if I want to make the text dynamic, I have to do this. But now I have to also take in dynamic properties as functions. And it means I can just do this, or I could, of course, do this. But it also means that if I were to have, so if I do this, but if I have like an on click here, it means that current, I will have to call it to get the current value. And I was like reflecting on, okay, so we have this state which has this implicit unwrapping by just pointing into the proxy, but this is really important because you have to efficiently be able to dive into nested data, and also and it also does mutations, right? But then for props, let's see. But then for props, I was thinking like, okay, maybe we should have the same behavior for props. So state and props acts the same, right? But the problem with props is that you tend to destructure them. And this is the problem with solid, is that you're told that you can't destructure. And then it's complex why you can't destructure. Or you can just accept the fact that you can't destructure. And this is not only for solid, this is for other solutions as well. Maybe older versions of Svelte or something. I'm not sure if it's the same now. But the point is that people just accept it because it's just a nice API. But here we actually expose the fact that like the prerequisite to use this tool is that you understand that the way you create reactivity, dynamic UIs, is to use a function instead of something else. But that does mean that when you're consuming props, any dynamic prop needs to be a function. And if you want to extract that value at any point, you have to call that prop. And I think that's fair. Like any other solution would require like a compiler. It would have caveats. And this is just up in your face. By the way, we're gonna, let's see if this actually runs. And then we're gonna update. I created something called reflections. Let's see, let's move to my, is it here? Oh, we have a bug now. Oh, React router. I think this is something else. Oh, there we go. Yeah, right. So, yeah, let's go and find the reflections. Wait, already up to date? Do I have reflections there? No. Yeah, there they are. So I wrote this thing called reflections because, yeah, so I had a chat with Adam and I don't want to write an article. Like, I don't want to have a goal with this project. This is fun to work on, but I have all these like reflections all the time. And where do I put them? So I'm just going to put them in the repo. So there's not going to be like we're trying to create a proof of concept for an article, or we're trying to create an actual UI lib that's going to be published or anything like that. This is just experimenting, having fun, playing with AI to try to create something complex. And every time I get a reflection, I'm just going to write it down here. So here we have things on like design principle, key architectural decisions, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, actually, I'm too lazy to let's just bring up cloud code there. I think I have, yeah. Yeah, let's use my, so I want to add a section in the reflections about props. So a prerequisite to actually use this library is that you understand the concept of dynamic UI. And that means that you need to use a function to express dynamic UI. So either a child can be a function or a prop can be a function. And that is what triggers the reactive scope and makes it reactive. So the way this translates to a nested component that has props is that also there you need to pass a dynamic state as functions, just like you will pass to a prop of an element. Which means that when you consume props in a nested component, those props will be functions. The good thing is that you can destructure as normal, which you can't do in solid, for example. It's very clear. But it requires you to understand why it does this. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why is this constantly breaking? Ah, for fuck's sake. That's really bad. Like every time I start my computer, it seems to miss out on the microphone. Ah, that really sucks. Hello? Fuck's sake. Okay, once more, sorry. So I want to add a new section to the reflections about dynamic, like the prerequisite to understand that the dynamic UI is created with functions. So whenever you add like a static reference to like state or a prop or anything, that's going to be like static UI. The way you make it dynamic is that you insert a child or a prop as a function. Now, this translates to also nested components. So if you create a nested component, you want to receive a prop, you have to pass that as a function if you want that to be dynamic. So that means that in the typing of the prop in the nested component, you have to define that prop as a function instead of just a value type. And that's why I say that it's a prerequisite to understand that these functions are what describes reactivity. So that means that in this nested component, if you want to consume that prop, you could just reference it as a child, for example, because it is a function and it's already dynamic. But if you want to use it in like an on-click handler or something like that, you have to call the function to get the current value. But I think this is a much better approach to be like transparent and direct about how this actually works, as opposed to Solid, which has like a compiler that tries to hide this just to create like a nicer DX, but a more confusing DX because you can't like destructure the props, for example. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So let's get to our suspense stuff. So what's I've been working on a plan. Like I haven't implemented anything. I'm just gonna do one thing. So one reflection I have on this, like we shouldn't actually allow suspense to, like suspense should always be triggered, right? We shouldn't like only trigger the first time and then when it's re-triggered, it happens in the background. It should always trigger the suspense. So let's fix that first and then summarize the implementation again. Yeah, so suspense is interesting. I didn't actually know how suspense actually works in the big picture because there's something called transitions that's part of suspense. And I had no idea about this. Like there's so many APIs in React that I'm getting a little bit, well, talking about being overwhelmed. But I've been looking at suspense as, oh, come on. Oh, what happened now? Ah, come on. It made it big. How do I make it small? Ah, for frick's sake. Oh, come on. Damn you, eCam. It made the window big, so I only see myself. How do I make it small again? No, I can't change the size of the window. I can only remove it, but then it's gone, and then when I refocus, it's big again. No. How do I fix that? Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm in a bad mood today. Let's see. I can't even see my screen here. With Ecamm, how do I... okay. I'm using Ecamm and I'm currently streaming. And for some reason, when I unfocus Ecamm, my like tiny floating window showing myself is like covering my whole freaking screen. How do I make it tiny again? That yeah. An Ecamm, it shows a small drag. Refocus Ecamm. Click the main Ecamm window. If it doesn't, hover your cursor in the corner. Go to window. Oh, for fuck's sake. Window floating camera? Is that a thing? Like, this is where... I can't believe this. Ecamm. There's no floating camera. Oh, is there an actual floating camera? Wait a minute. Manually, I can't manually resize it. In the top, I go to Ecamm preferences video, keep camera on top. Okay. Ecamm preferences video. No, that's audio. Video. For fuck's sake. What am I gonna do about this? I had this issue last time as well, but it suddenly fixed itself. Is it a bug? That really sucks. I can't do anything. This is horrible. What am I gonna do? Oh, I see why it happens. It's because I moved it to the corner of my screen. And then it resized it. And there's like no way for me to... Okay, I'm just gonna... Oh, this is gonna be weird. I tend to watch myself when I talk to kind of focus my view, but I can't do that. For fuck's sake. Is there nothing I can do here? Oh, what happened now? Okay, fuck it. Let's just continue. If you often stream while switching apps, try Command-Shift-F. Okay. Or disable always on top. Oh, yeah. Let's try that. Window. Sorry about this. No. This is fucking stupid. Overlays? No, this is in... You know what? I lost 3 hours of sleep. I'm pissed because of this whole fucking Roblox thing. Just being overwhelmed as a fucking parent. And now this window is pissing me off. God damn it. Like, it can't be fixed. Why the hell haven't you fixed this? Ah! Like, and if I click it, it just... You know what? I'm not in the mood for this. I'm so fucking pissed. I need to take a walk or something. This is just stupid. Yeah, this is fucking stupid. Like, there's nothing I can do. Oh, fuck's sake. Whatever. Yeah, I'm too upset to do a stream today. God damn it. Oh, fuck's sake. How do I quit this fucking thing? What the fuck? Ah! God damn it.